A very good morning to you and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative coverage of Sheffield Wednesday against Derby County in the final day of League One. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and I will be keeping you all informed of this particular game and also the permutations up and down the table, particularly the last scrap, particularly the battle for the last promotion place, and also the scrap going on towards the bottom end for relegation. We'll get to those in a moment. We'll get to those in a moment or so. We'll start with the lineups for both sides. In goal for Sheffield Wednesday is number 25, Cameron Dawson. Number 3, Jaden Brown. Number 44, Aidan Flint. Number 6, Dominic Iorfa. Number 18, Marvin Johnson. Number 10, the captain, Barry Bannon. Number 4, Will Fawkes. Number 2, Liam Palmer. Number 3, Callum Patterson. Number 24, Michael Smith. And number 17, Olafisayo Deli Bashiru. For Derby, in goal is number 1, Joe Wildsmith. Number 3, Craig Forsyth. Number 33, the captain, Curtis Davis. Number 6, Aaron Cashin. Number 38, Jason Knight. Number 8, Max Bird. Number 4, Conor Hourahan. Number 15, Hayden Roberts. Number 17, Louis Sibley. And number 11, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. And number 10, David McGoldrick. Both sides were in contention for automatic promotion. But recent results have meant that they are contending for the playoffs. Sheffield Wednesday are now focusing on the playoffs after their automatic promotion hopes took a hit towards the back end of the season. And despite winning against Shrewsbury Town 3-0 last week, it wasn't enough for them to grab their last hope at automatic promotion, as recent draws prior to that game had seen them drop out of the top 2 placings, and the Owls are guaranteed a playoff spot whatever happens. They were in the playoffs last season, but they lost 2-1 to Sunderland on aggregate, so we'll want to avoid a repeat. Derby, on the other hand, they were in contention for the playoffs at the start of the calendar year, but their hopes took a severe battering with 3 consecutive defeats. They would bounce back though after 2 wins and 2 draws, but their 1-all draw in their last match against Portsmouth was not enough to secure a playoff spot permanently. Only a win will do for them if they are to maintain their playoff hopes. And speaking of playoff hopes, Peterborough United are also contending for the playoffs. Currently 2 points behind Derby in 7th, and they are away to Barnsley. Who are already confirmed in the playoffs. Posh could just make the playoffs with a win, but only if Derby lose or draw. Derby, as I mentioned just now, only need to win in order to stay in the playoffs. But if they draw and Peterborough win with less than 3 goals, the Rams will make the playoffs. So in this instance, Peterborough need to win by 3 goals or more. Last time Derby were promoted via the playoffs was in the 2006-07 championship season, and which included beating West Bromwich Albion 1-0 in the final at Wembley. However, they have had a playoff jinx in recent seasons, losing out in all 4, including 2 finals. Their most recent attempt was in 2019. A place in the playoff will boost the morale of the Rams after what can only be described as a horrible couple of seasons, including last season in the championship, where they lost 21 points and were subsequently relegated. However, they did face Sheffield Wednesday on the final day of the 2020-21 season. They drew 3-3, but other results just kept the Rams in the championship, and Sheffield Wednesday were relegated to League One. And the other permutations worth mentioning are the scrap at the bottom end of the table for relegation, where most of the drama is likely to take place. Oxford, it's a 4 with Forest Green Rovers already relegated. It's a 5-way scrap between Oxford United, MK Dons, Morecambe, and Accrington Stanley. Oxford are not quite safe, despite being the highest placed of them all, though a win against Accrington Stanley at home will help. The Stans themselves will need to beat Oxford if they are to stay in League One. Currently second from bottom. MK Dons are 20th, Morecambe 21st, and Cambridge in 22nd. As I mentioned, Stanley needs to beat Oxford themselves and rely on the others losing or failing to win. Cambridge should easily win at home to Forest Green, but they have to will rely on other results by MK Dons and Morecambe, dropping points at the least to keep their League One status. Morecambe and MK Dons are separated by goal difference, and the Shrimps need to win away against Exeter City, and have MK Dons drop points in their away match against Burton Albion. At the top end of the table, it's a straight fight for the title between already promoted Plymouth Argyle and Ipswich Town. A win against Port Vale will give Plymouth the title, their first in the third tier since 2004, but Ipswich are just 1 point behind Portsmouth. So if they win in their away match against Fleetwood Town, and if the Pilgrims drop points, Ipswich will be champions themselves. Their last third tier title was in the mid-1950s. So a quick rundown of the fixtures in League One. Barnsley face Peterborough. Bristol Rovers are at home to already promoted Bolton Wanderers. Burton Albion hosts MK Dons, and Cambridge United are at home to Forest Green. Cheltenham Town hosts Charlton Athletic, and as I mentioned, Morecambe will be away to Exeter City. Fleetwood Town host title chasing Ipswich. Lincoln City are at home to Shrewsbury Town. Oxford and Accrington. Oxford are at home to Accrington. Port Vale host Plymouth Argyle. And it's Portsmouth against Wycombe Wanderers. And the match that we are covering today, Sheffield Wednesday against Derby County. We'll be keeping an eye on goals as they come in, and we'll be keeping an eye on goals as they come in, and we will give you an update of we will update you on how the table will look at half time. So both sets of managers now. So Paul Warne, the Derby manager, making his way out onto the pitch. Most of the support will be for Sheffield Wednesday, being that the match is at Hillsborough. Though there are quite a handful of Derby County supporters. Our match officials for this game for this match, Lee Doughty is the man in the middle. He has mainly refereed championship matches this season, and he was a fourth official in 2 Premier League matches. He also refereed the game in which He also refereed the FA Cup match in which Wrexham lost 3-1 to Sheffield United. So the match now building up as Paul Warne gets ready to take his place on the touchline, which he does just now. And Derby's assistant head coach is Richie Barker. Just thought I'd mention that one. As for Sheffield Wednesday, their manager is Darren Moore, and his assistant manager is Jamie Smith. Both of whom have worked together since their stint at Doncaster Rovers. And the match officials now leading both sides out onto the pitch. Sheffield Wednesday wearing their home strip of the blue and white stripes, I should say. Derby County wearing maroon shirts and white shorts. Sheffield Wednesday's shorts are black and their socks are blue. Derby's socks also in maroon. So the players now gathering around. So players now starting to take their positions at the centre of the pitch. The flags being waved by the young supporters at Sheffield Wednesday. Now I'm going to go through formations now, starting with Sheffield Wednesday. Dawson in goal, Iorfa, Flint and Brown the back three, with Palmer, Vauxhall, Bannon and Johnson in midfield, Dele Bashiru and Patterson flanking Michael Smith. I'll just wait for Derby's two to come out, and there we are. So it's Wildsmith in goal, with Forsyth, Davis and Cashin the back three in defence, with Knight, Bird, Hurahan and Roberts making up the midfield. Sibley and Mendes Lang flank McGoldrick, who is the lone striker. And I should have also mentioned that Michael Smith is the lone striker for Wednesday. So the tension mounts as we are just now just a couple of minutes away from kick-off. A mutual hug and a friendly exchange between Moore and Warne. They get despite managing different clubs, they do get on with each other and are very friendly. So that's nice to see. So both of them now having a last minute chat amongst themselves, and the players get ready to take their positions. Liam Palmer, he promoted Sheffield Wednesday to the Championship in the 2011-12 season, so he knows what it's like to be promoted. With the Owls. Will he have the same amount of success in the playoffs this season? We shall see. And Curtis Davis is another experienced player. He is 38 years old, and he started in Hull's 1-0 victory over Sheffield over Wednesday in the Championship playoff final in 2016. So he's another man who knows about promotions as well. The players are now starting. Players are actually going to gather around at the centre of the pitch in a moment or two. Sheffield Wednesday going into a huddle to talk what strategy and tactics they're going to use. Derby waits for Wednesday to come and join them on the centre. Darren Moore talking to the assistant management, including his assistant coach Jamie Smith, and the players now gather at the centre of the pitch for a minute's silence. And that was the minute's silence. If anyone knows what the minute's silence is for, then do please let me know. Although I would hazard a guess it was to honour the victims of the infamous Hillsborough disaster in 1989. So the fans now starting to gee themselves up with singing, dancing, and clapping as the players get ready for the match to start. It'll be Sheffield Wednesday to kick us off, and Derby just getting ready to put themselves into the correct position. If Derby win, they face Sheffield Wednesday in the playoff semi-finals, and we're underway at Hillsborough for this crucial match for Derby as they take on Sheffield Wednesday. And a throw in early on to Wednesday, and I think that's Liam Moore with the ball. Yes, indeed it was. It was Moore, but Moore cut out by Derby. So another throw in to Wednesday, quickly taken by Iorfa, or was it? I think it was Will Volks, and that will be a throw to Derby County. And already just in, Port Vale take the lead against Plymouth Argyle. James Plant in the 3rd minute. And is that going to be another throw in to Derby? I think it is. Darren Moore looks on and giving his instructions from the touchline. He himself made 90 appearances and scored 5 goals for Derby between 2006 and 2008. And the ball and out goes the ball. For another throw. It'll be a Wednesday throw this time, and it will be Iorfa to take the throw. Iorfa throws, but is intercepted by Derby, and that was through Sibley. It's Wednesday playing themselves forward now. It's Will Volks. It's Will Volks with the ball, although I'm having second thoughts. It was actually Patterson with the ball for Wednesday. He's trying to cross into the 18-yard box, but the ball goes over the crossbar, and after 2 minutes, it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby 0. So free kick to be taken out of the box by Derby. And I can see the confirmation on my monitor with Port Vale scoring the opening goal against Plymouth. And as it stands, Ipswich will take the title Plymouth, I should say, will just lose out. So goal kick taken by Derby, but given away to Wednesday. Davis tries to go for the ball, but pushed away by Patterson. Derby still managed to keep the ball, and the ball has been picked up by Roberts. Roberts now passing to Max Bird. Max Bird towards Davis. Davis now towards Forsyth, but the ball just bounces across the pitch and goes out for a Wednesday throw. No further goals coming in as of yet. It's still early days. So Wednesday get ready to throw. It's been kicked around. The ball's been kicked around. It was almost nicked by Max Bird for Derby, but it goes out of play, and that was and the throw-in, I can tell you, was by Jaden Brown. Throw into Derby this time, and the throw to Max Bird. Bird to, I think that was Davis. Davis goes down, or was it? No, it was Jason Knight. I beg your pardon. As Wednesday now trying to press towards goal. Good interception by Derby County. It's Roberts with the ball. Roberts passes to Connor Hourihan. Hourihan, a recent transfer from Aston Villa. The ball now being passed around. The ball is now being passed around the Derby defence, although they have to watch out for Barry Bannon. Derby do well to keep hold of the ball. And it's being passed around now to goalkeeper Wildsmith. Wildsmith to Bird. Bird crossing forwards to Sibley. It's Louis Sibley with the ball, but he loses it. He lost it to Brown, I think, and I think he unintentionally fouled him. That is the situation. Or did Brown try and get in the way? It wasn't Brown. It was Iorfa. I think Iorfa meant to tackle him, but Sibley was like, "No, you're not," and just pushed him onto the ground. Nothing malicious, but it's given Sheffield Wednesday a goal kick, I should say, and the ball, I should say, the ball was almost aimed for Sheffield Wednesday, but it bounced off a couple of Derby players and it goes out for a Wednesday throw. And it will be Iorfa to take the throw for the Owls. He throws to Brown, but Roberts is hounding him, and he almost had it for Derby. Now it's Brown for Sheffield Wednesday, although he has to watch out for Sibley. Sibley does well to tackle, and he almost passed it to was it Bird? No, it was Cashin. It was Cashin who almost had the ball. And after almost 6 minutes, it's Wednesday 0, Derby 0, and Sibley did really well. Sibley did really well to get it away from Palmer, I should say. But it's given Derby a corner, or should I say Wednesday a corner. It'll be Vaux. It'll be Will Vaux to take the corner for the Owls. And standing in the 18-yard box is Michael Smith. Wednesday have scored the most goals within the first 15 minutes of the match, and the ball goes into the 18-yard box, but Wednesday tried to break through Derby, but couldn't, and a Derby player is down. It looks to me as though it's Iron Cashin. We will check. We'll find out shortly. Will Vaux did all he could to deliver the ball in, but Derby tried their hardest to keep the ball out, and the man that went down was I think Hayden Roberts, though I'm not really sure at the moment. But back to the here and now. It's Roberts with the ball for Derby, or is it? No, it was David McGoldrick. David McGoldrick, very experienced. Was in the Premier League with Sheffield United a couple of seasons ago. But it's Wednesday. Still with the ball. It's Brown to Iorfa. Iorfa tries to cross forward to Bannon, but Derby managed to repel that attack well. It's Derby now with the ball. It's Roberts to Sibley dancing around the Wednesday defense, but was brought down by Iorfa. And Peterborough United have scored the opening goal in their match against Barnsley. Johnson, Clark, Harris in the 6th minute, and Billy Bowden has put Oxford ahead of Accrington Stanley in the 8th minute. Free kick to Derby County, but they are still ahead of Peterborough on goal difference. Will they extend their advantage even further with this free kick? No! Saved by Dawson. Dawson rolls the ball out for Wednesday and was almost picked up by Dele Bashiru. Good defence by Derby County. Throw into the Owls to be taken by Palmer. Bannon now for Wednesday. He passes to Brown, but good interception by Derby. Jason Knight now with the ball for the Rams, but he has to hold off Brown. Did well to do so. And it's Joe Wildsmith now with the ball for Derby. Played for Wednesday between 2013 and 2022. Made 88 appearances. The ball is now with Derby. It's David McGoldrick. McGoldrick tried to do a forward pass to Mendes Lang, but was cut out by Sheffield Wednesday. Roberts couldn't keep the ball away from Wednesday. And it's now gone up for a throw to the Owls. It'll be Palmer to take the throw. He throws to Will Vaulks. Now the ball still remains with Wednesday. That was by Aidan Flint. It's Aidan Flint now for Wednesday. He passes to Liam Palmer. Palmer now Barry Bannon. Bannon crossing the ball to Dele Bashiru, but saved by Joe Wildsmith. Wildsmith gets ready to kick the ball out. Wildsmith gets ready to kick the ball out of goal. No further scores coming in as of yet. We will keep you updated as and when we get them. And it's Derby with the ball towards David McGoldrick. It's McGoldrick passing to Conor Hourihane. Hourihane now to Mendes Lang. Mendes Lang passes back to Hourihane. McGoldrick, Hourihane. Hourihane trying to get around Barry Bannon. He passes to Mendes Lang. It's Mendes Lang for Derby County. He almost passed to Roberts, who was in the 18-yard box, but conceded to Wednesday. It's Bannon to I think that was their number 18 Johnson. But it's still early days after nearly 12 minutes. Niall Larkin says, "Come on, Wednesday." Is it Lakin or Larkin? I hope I got your name right. As it's now Cashin to Mendes Lang. Mendes Lang now towards Max Bird. It's Bird to Louis Sibley. Now it's Jason Knight. Jason Knight passing the ball passes to Conor Hourihane. Hourihane almost gives it to David McGoldrick. It's Roberts. McGoldrick! He goes for it! But Palmer bombed away by Cameron Dawson. Nice bit of work between Roberts and McGoldrick. McGoldrick did everything right with his right foot, but Dawson's reflexes kept the ball kept Derby at bay, and it's a corner now to Derby, their first of the match. Ball goes into the 18-yard box, headed away by Roberts, and given away to Sheffield Wednesday. It's now Iorfa with the ball, or is it? No, it's Dele Bashu, and that tackle was just in front of the manager of Darren Moore. We're now taking another look at the McGoldrick attempt. That's the closest anyone has come to scoring in this game so far. He'll have plenty more opportunities, I am sure, as the game progresses. But as things stand at the moment, Derby just about occupy the last playoff place. It's Iorfa. It's Brown. It's Palmer, or should I say Iorfa? Now it's been passed around to Barry Bannon. Wednesday still have control of the ball. Now goes to Dele Bashu, but saved easily by Joe Wildsmith. After 14 minutes, it's still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby County 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. We're also live on the Commentary Hub to JB Sports and Storm FM. You can also check us out on our Twitch channel as Wildsmith passes the ball forward, and it's out of play for I think that's a Derby throw-in. We'll have to see. Paul Warne now sits down after a period of standing up. I think he's very nervous and agitated, as one would be. It's Roberts passing the ball now to I think that's Conor Hourihane. Now back to Roberts. Roberts now to the captain Davis. Davis now passing the ball to Craig Forsyth, and Forsyth looked like he was trying to find Louis Sibley, but the ball nicked by Dele Bashu. Dele Bashu concedes to Roberts. Roberts now to Hourihane. Now back to Roberts. Roberts tries to find Sibley, but intercepted by Dominic Iorfa. Now he passes to Dawson. Dawson towards Vokes. Now the ball is with Liam Palmer. Palmer now passing to Dele Bashu. Dele Bashu towards Bannon. Bannon gets into a bit of a tangle with Max Bird, although it wasn't Bannon. I can now reveal that it was Callum Patterson. And Patterson, what on earth was he doing? That was completely unnecessary and out of order. Max Bird clutching his hip. I think he was lucky to get away with just a minor knock, and Patterson lucky to get away without being booked. I mean, come on. So free kick to Derby County, and it will be Conor Hourihane with the free kick, and Hourihane tries to take it for Derby, but they conceded to Sheffield Wednesday, and it's now, and the ball was with I think that was Dele Bashu. We'll just have another look at it, and yes, indeed it was Dele Bashu, but good interception by Derby. And talking of Derby, they now have the ball. It's McGoldrick. McGoldrick tries to pass to Mendes-Lang, although Mendes Lang might have been offside, or did he miss the ball? We don't know at the moment. After 17 minutes, it's still Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby County 0. The ball now being, and this was just what happened earlier with Dele Bashu. Dele Bashu couldn't keep up Delibashu just couldn't keep hold of it. And so the ball now being passed around. Sheffield Wednesday, Iorfa to Aidan Flint. Now it was almost being sent towards the captain, Bannon. That was Will Volks that time. It's Mendes Lang tackled by Jason Knight. It's it's given back to Sheffield Wednesday through Bannon. It's now Will Volks. Volks to Bannon. Bannon tries to hold off Derby County, does so. It's Liam Palmer, but he loses it to Derby County, and it's now with David McGoldrick. McGoldrick tackled from behind by Wednesday. That was by Barry Bowen, I think it was. We're now going to take another look at it. It's Louis Sibley. That was the incident between Knight and Bannon. Both lucky to get away without being cautioned. It'll be a Derby County corner now. The ball now goes into the 18-yard box, but cleared away by Wednesday. Although Louis Sibley has now picked up the ball for the Rams. It looked like it. To me, it looked like he was aiming towards Roberts, or was he actually trying to score a goal himself? But Dawson was able to save it for the Owls. And the ball has now gone towards Joe Wildsmith in the Derby County goal. Still no further scores coming in as of yet. It's still Derby in control of the ball, although it's gone out for a Wednesday throw. Or should I say a Derby throw? And it will be Jason Knight to take. And it'll be Jason Knight to take the throw for Derby. He throws to McGoldrick. McGoldrick passes to Connor Hourahan. Now towards Hayden Roberts. Hayden Roberts now passing the ball around Derby, but the ball's intercepted by Palmer for Wednesday, almost tackled by McGoldrick. And it's now going to be a throw in to Wednesday, and once again it will be that man Iorfa. Iorfa throws, but picked up by Aidan Flint, although he loses it to Derby, and the ball now is passed back to Wildsmith. Wildsmith passes to Kashin, although he has to watch out for the Wednesday player behind him. Derby still keep control of the ball through Mendes Lang. He passes to Jason Knight. Now the captain Davis passes down wing to Kashin. Kashin concedes to Wednesday, although Louis Sibley looked like he was going to tackle. Although Louis Sibley looked like he was going to take the ball. Derby regained control, but not for long, as Dawson easily picks up the ball for Sheffield Wednesday, and any second now he'll clear it out of goal, which he does, and the ball is now with Palmer. Palmer passes to Barry Bannon. Or was it? No, it wasn't. It was It was Michael Smith. Michael Smith now to Will Volks. Now it's Brown. Brown for Sheffield Wednesday. Aidan Flint now. Flint passing to Iorfa. Iorfa has to watch out for McGoldrick. It's now with Palmer. Palmer tries to cross it forward, but the ball was kept out by Derby. It's a throw-in to Wednesday to be taken by Iorfa. Iorfa to Flint. Flint now passing to Brown. Brown to Will Volks. And Volks passes back to Dawson. Now the ball is with Iorfa once again. Iorfa Iorfa passes the ball up front to Adele Bashu, but intercepted by Derby. Now taken back by Sheffield Wednesday. It's Patterson. Patterson, or should I say Volks? Now it goes towards the captain, Bannon. It goes over the crossbar. Bannon was too far back to have any chance of scoring, in my view. Though he was over the centre line, he should have been a bit closer, in my view. And it still remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby 0. After almost 23 minutes at Hillsborough, it's McGoldrick with the ball, but he passes to Jason Knight. Knight now to Iron Cashin. Now it's Hayden Roberts. Roberts has to watch out for Palmer. He does so. Now the ball is passed to the captain, Curtis Davis. Davis passes to Wildsmith. Wildsmith now passing the ball back out, and it goes to Nathaniel Mendez-Lang. Mendez-Lang concedes to Wednesday. It's Brown now Volks. Volks now with the ball. He passes down wing to Iorfa, who in turn passes to Liam Palmer. Although Louis Sibley managed to tackle him, and but that could be a nasty injury for Liam Palmer. He appears more winded than hurt. Was that a necessary tackle? I'm not sure if it was. So Sibley's tackle questionable, to say the least. The ball still remains with Wednesday now. It's Will Volks crossing to Dele Bashu, but Derby regain control of the ball with Caden Roberts, though he has to watch out for Patterson. He passes to Hourahan. Now it's with Davis. Davis passes to Craig Forsyth. Now the ball goes back to Wildsmith. Wildsmith now crossing the ball forwards to David McGoldrick. It's McGoldrick now with the ball. McGoldrick passing it around a couple of his teammates. Now it goes towards Conor Hourahan. Hourahan passing to, I think that was Louis Sibley. Derby still have the ball through Hourahan. Hourahan towards Sibley. It's now with Roberts. Will Sibley get it? No. I think he was blocked by Dominic Iorfa. So good defensive play by Sheffield Wednesday. And a couple of goals have just gone in. Cambridge United take the lead against Forest Green Rovers through Harrison Dunk in the 25th minute. And Shola Shortire has put Bolton Wanderers in front in their away match against Bristol Rovers. But back to the here and now. It's It's Dele Bashu with the ball, although he's being pulled by Sibley. Advantage Wednesday, says the referee. Play on as Iorfa now passes the ball to Will Volks. Bannon crosses the ball into the 18-yard box, saved by Wildsmith after Michael Smith didn't have enough time to set up a goal attack. Good cross by Bannon, but Michael Smith was in the right place, but at the wrong time. Sibley appears to have been brought down. He's now trying to feel his foot. The Derby physio is coming out to have a look at him. Was he tripped? Was he pushed? Was he tripped? Was he pushed? We don't know at this moment in time. But that must have been the earlier incident with him and Oluwafisayo Dele Bashu. That does look pretty painful. Louis Sibley, will he be able to carry on? Didn't start. Will he be able to carry on? And David Clowes, the Derby owner, looks on. Understandably concerned, as are the rest of the Derby supporters and management. Everyone now taking advantage for a quick drink. And Paul Warne, he has promoted Rotherham United to the Championship 3 times. So he knows enough about being promoted from League One to the Championship as a manager. Warne now in discussion with the rest of the management, including the assistant manager Jamie Smith. So we'll just get ready for the match to resume. It does, as it's now Jason Knight passing to Max Bird. Bird back towards Knight. Knight trying to find someone to pass it to. The ball now goes towards Curtis Davis. Davis passes down wing to Cashin. Cashin has to watch out for Sheffield Wednesday, but he manages to do well to pass forward to Louis Sibley. Sibley now Hayden Roberts. Roberts to David McGoldrick. McGoldrick does well to hold off Flint. Tries to go for a shot, but saved by Cameron Dawson. And I'm now getting the confirmation on my monitor that Cambridge are indeed 1-0 up against Forest Green. And another goal's just come in. Portsmouth, Wycombe Wanderers take the lead in their away match against Portsmouth. Gareth McCleary in the 31st minute. And as things stand right now, MK Dons will be relegated from League One. So play now resumed. It's Derby County with the ball through Curtis Davis. Knights with Jason Knight back towards Davis, or should I say Craig Forsyth. Forsyth to Connor Hurahan. And now the ball is firmly with Hayden Roberts. Roberts now towards Mendes Lang. And as things stand, MK Dons and Morecambe will be relegated along with Accrington and Forest Green right now. We'll keep you updated on table developments as and when we can. So Hayden Roberts now trying to push towards goal for Derby County. Passes to David McGoldrick. Will McGoldrick open the score for Derby? The answer is no, but the ball somehow still manages to stay in and doesn't go over the line. But the ball is swiftly tackled by Sheffield Wednesday. It's Steli Bashu trying to push towards goal. He has really been in the thick of it in this game so far. And Derby have managed to regain control of the ball. Ball now passed down wing to Hayden Roberts. A balloon has gone down onto the pitch. Don't know why. As Louis Spence now takes the ball away from, or has the ball passed to by David McGoldrick. It's Connor Hurahan to Nathaniel Mendes Lang. Mendes Lang tries to find somewhere to cross it to, but was intercepted by Sheffield Wednesday. Derby take it back through Iron Cashin, but Cashin has been fouled. I think by Jaden Brown. We're just going to take another look at it, and yes, indeed it was through Brown. It's Connor Hurahan now with the ball for Derby, but headed away by Iorfa. Iorfa towards Bannon. Now the ball is with Michael Smith. Michael Smith passes to Deli Bashu, but Deli Bashiru, I should say, passes the ball over the line. And Plymouth have equalised against Port Vale in the 34th minute through Adam Randall, and the same has happened between Bristol Rovers and Bolton Wanderers. Luca Hall in the 28th minute for the Pirates. Hayden Roberts Now Hayden Roberts passes the ball out. Hayden Roberts tries to keep the ball in, but it goes up, but it goes over the line. And Paul Warne now having a chat with the trying to have a chat with the fourth official. Something must have caught his eye that he doesn't approve of, and I think that was that was an earlier argument between Roberts and Will Vaulks, but they shake hands. So all's fair in love. So all's fair in love and war, or should I say football? Barry Bannon now passing down wing to Dominic Iorfa. Now it's back to it's Will Vaulks. Bannon again. Just over 33 minutes now. It's still Wednesday 0, Derby 0. Aidan Flint passes to Will Vaulks, almost tackled by Hurahan, but Wednesday still managed to keep it in play. And the ball is now still with Wednesday. And as things stand, it'll be Plymouth that will take the title with 99 points, just one ahead of Ipswich after their draw. If things still stay as they are. Remember, Ipswich need to win, Ipswich need to win if they are to need to win their game against Fleetwood if they are to stay in contention, and Portsmouth and Plymouth, I should say, drop points. Hayden Brown with the ball for Derby County. He now passes to Aaron Cashin. Cashin now towards Curtis Davis. The ball is now firmly with still remains with Derby, I should say. It's Craig Forsyth passing back to what's his name? To Wildsmith, I should say. Wednesday managed to take the ball back through to Adele Bashiru. Iorfa now back to Adele Bashiru. Cross forward by Barry Bannon, I think, towards Michael Smith. Or was that Patterson? Yeah, or was that Patterson? Yeah, I think it might have been. I think the cross might have been by Patterson. We'll just take a look. We'll just take a look at that again on my monitor. And Patterson was actually closest. Was actually closing in on the goal. Darren Moore taking a quick drink just to calm his nerves, and the Sheffield Wednesday fans look understandably on edge. We have 10 minutes to go until half time. It's Will Vaulks crossing the ball upwing to I think that's Patterson. Patterson passing now to Michael Smith, although intercepted by Nathaniel Mendes-Lang for Derby, and but the referees staying for play to go on as Wednesday protests against the foul. Davis now trying to cross forward to David McGoldrick, but the ball now goes back towards Will Vaulks. Vaulks now to Dominic Iorfa. Crossing the ball forward now to Adele Bashiru, to Oliver Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Oliver Fisayo Dele Bashiru, but Derby somehow keep the ball away. Curtis Davis now walking across the pitch, trying to understandably compose himself. Wildsmith kicks the ball out of goal, and the ball's now gone towards David McGoldrick, but picked up by Will Vaulks for Wednesday. It's Barry Bannon now passing to Patterson. Now back towards Bannon. Bannon trying to cross towards Michael Smith, but the ball was intercepted by Derby. Good work by the Rams. And McGoldrick now receives the ball for Derby. Good teamwork by the Rams. McGoldrick trying to cross up the wing to, I think that was So I think that was Max Bird, or was it Jason Knight? I have a strong suspicion it was Jason Knight. Aidan Flint to Dominic Iorfa. And Plymouth have retaken the lead against Port Vale with Joe Edwards in the 38th minute. That will put Plymouth on top. And another goal has just gone in for Cambridge United. Sam Smith in the 37th minute against Forest Green Rovers. So it's Derby County with the ball right now. Jason Knight passing to Craig Forsyth, across by Forsyth to Max Bird. Bird towards McGoldrick, but kept out by Cameron Dawson. And Wednesday will be lucky, and Wednesday should be lucky to have someone like Dawson, because that could have well been the first goal Derby need. Speaking of Dawson, he's now regained the ball for Wednesday, although he's given it away to Craig Forsyth. But I think it might have just gone over the line. I'll have to check that. But this was good forward play by Derby. Bird towards McGoldrick, but Dawson was just able to hold off McGoldrick. McGoldrick, understandably frustrated for missing an opportunity like that. It'll be a long-range free kick, I should say, to Derby, and that was taken by Wildsmith. Louis Sibley, I should say, almost passes to Craig Forsyth, but intercepted by but passes to Craig Forsyth. Now the ball is firmly with Sheffield Wednesday, but given away to Derby via a foul. The referee says play on. It's Nathaniel Mendes-Lang passing it now to Roberts. Roberts does well to hold on to the ball. He passes now to Max Bird. Bird gives the ball away to Bannon. That was off Hayden Roberts. It's Bannon now for Wednesday. Bannon trying to cross to Michael Smith, but good stop by Curtis Davis. Although Wednesday are still hungry for it. Penalty to Sheffield Wednesday by the looks of it. Though I'm not sure if it is. And a straight red card to a Derby player. We'll have to check who it is shortly. Is it Curtis Davis? I have a feeling it is. It is Curtis Davis. Unbelievable. Davis tries to argue his point. The referee is having none of it. Paul Warne sensibly stays on the touchline, and Curtis Davis has been sent off. His first red card of the season, and what a time to do it! I thought he was just defending the 18-yard box, but according to the referee, he wasn't. And that foul looked pretty rough on Marvin Johnson. We haven't seen much of him in this game so far. And to me that looked like he was being sent off for dissent was Curtis Davis. So penalty to Sheffield Wednesday. Michael Smith will take the penalty. He calmly backs away to take it. Calmly backs away a few steps. The referee wants to make sure that Wildsmith is behind his goal line. Michael Smith wants to make sure. According to the referee, the ball was just outside. Was away from the kick spots. As and a little bit of confusion going on. The referee now talking talking to the other officials, and it looks like he's going to give somebody from Derby a yellow card. It's Hayden Roberts by the looks of it. So Hayden Roberts given a yellow card by Derby, his 7th of the season, and this is not what Derby need right now. So everything looks to be in the correct order. Michael Smith runs up, kicks the ball in, and Sheffield Wednesday take the lead. Textbook goal by Michael Smith, and Derby will need to recoup from this fast. It's Michael Smith, it's Smith's 19th of the season, and he's understandably happy about it. Nothing more needs to be said. Superb right footer into the corner, and the Owls will be flying even further towards the playoffs. This was the incident between Johnson and Davis. Who will now take Derby's position as captain? That remains to be seen. We now have almost a minute left until half time, but there will be a couple of I think there will be a couple of minutes added on through a couple of fouls. And as things stand right now, Peterborough will take the last playoff spot, knocking Derby out of contention. And I think that looks like one of the substitutes, or is it the player who was earlier injured? We'll just have to, do please get in touch with me on the comments on that one. And it will be Derby to restart the game through David McGoldrick, although kickoff has taken a long time. And in fact, Corey Smith has come on in place of Louis Sibley. That was what the hold-up was for. As we now tick down towards half time. I can see the fourth official score going up, and we have 4 minutes of added on time, and this will give me just enough time to and half time is being declared, across quite a few of the League One matches. We'll give you full halftime updates when this game reaches halftime too. It's Roberts loses the ball to Sheffield Wednesday. The ball is now with Michael Smith, I should say. Michael Smith to Barry Bannon. Now the ball is with Marvin Roberts. Marvin Johnson, I should say. Yes, Johnson. Johnson crosses down wing to Adeli Bashiru. Adeli Bashiru now to a Callum Peterson. Now it's with Liam Palmer. Saved by Joe Wildsmith. And Derby needs, and this is not, and Sheffield Wednesday constantly pressing forward is the last thing Derby need. The ball actually just bounced off the post. Had it been a few inches to the left, that could well have been Wednesday's second goal. And Marvin Johnson looks like he's in some kind of pain. That could well have been a result from the earlier Curtis Davis foul. In fact, one might say that Curtis Davis could well be hero turned villain. And this was the penalty incident in the 40-foot that happened a short while ago. I apologise for not picking everything up straight away. I thought Davis was just defending the goal, and Michael Smith, as I mentioned, textbook, just put it away, no problem. And we are now slowly edging towards half time. Good use of self-control by Paul Warne not to intervene with the referee and Davis dispute. And Michael Smith, Sheffield Wednesday's top scorer this season with 20 goals. I thought it was 19, but apparently it wasn't. So we're now into the 48th minute. We're going to go slightly over time as the referee has a quick chat with Joe Wildsmith, and I think Wildsmith clearing the ball out of goal will be the last. Be the last kick of the match, and the ball. And in fact, it isn't. Wednesday tries to take advantage of the ball, which was intercepted by Derby. Now it's Derby with the ball, as it's Hurahan crossing to, I think, trying to cross to Max Bird, but intercepted really well by Wednesday. It's now Barry Bannon with the ball. Bannon passing to, I think that's Marvin Johnson, and the referee gets ready to blow. The referee gets ready to blow for the end of the first half, or does he? It looks like we're still going to go on, because a lot of time was wasted as Derby substituted Smith for Sibley. Meantime, Derby regained control of the ball. It's now with David McGoldrick. Can he take advantage? No. It just bounces off the keeper and goes over the crossbar, and Wednesday keep there, and Wednesday's lead still remains intact. Good use of the hand by Cameron Dawson, but it has conceded a corner to Derby County. I think that'll be Max Bird to take the corner. But will it go in? No. Dawson just manages to keep it out, and half time has been declared at Hillsborough. Derby and Wednesday were very evenly matched throughout this game so far, but through a foul by the captain Curtis Davis, Sheffield Wednesday were able to take the lead and take it. They did. Halftime score: Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. Will things change in the second half? We shall see. And now we can go through the halftime results. Just waiting for them to load up. Here we are. So the halftime results: Barnsley 0, Peterborough United 1, Bristol Rovers 1, Bolton Wanderers 1, Burton Albion 0, MK Dons 0, Cambridge United 2, Forest Green Rovers 0, Cheltenham Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. And we'll just check up the score for Charlton. And we'll just check the goal score for Charlton Athletic. It was Scott Fraser in the 34th minute. Exeter City 0, Morecambe 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Ipswich Town 0, Lincoln City 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Oxford United 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Port Vale 1, Plymouth Argyle 2, Portsmouth 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1, and Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. And the goal scorer for Portsmouth, Marlon Pack, in the 44th minute. We're now going to take a look. We're now going to take a quick look at the standings. As things stand right now, Plymouth will be the champions with 100. Will be the champions with 101 points. Ipswich the runners-up. And Peterborough will take the last playoff place ahead of Derby. As for the bottom end of the table, Oxford will in fact go above. Oxford will in fact gain a place should they win against Accrington. They'll go a place ahead. They'll jump up a place ahead of Port Vale. Cambridge United will escape the drop, and joining Forest Green in the relegation places will be MK Dons, Morecambe, Accrington, and Forest Green. That is if things still stay the same. But that could all change come the second half. We're going to take a quick break, but join me again when we return. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's live coverage of Sheffield Wednesday against Derby County in the final day of League One. Remember, as things stand, Plymouth Argyle will be the League One champions ahead of Ipswich Town. Peterborough United will occupy the last playoff position ahead of Derby County, and going into the drop zone alongside already relegated Forest Green Rovers are MK Dons, Morecambe, and Accrington Stanley. But that could all change. In the second half, and quite a number of League One matches have already kicked off. Just three yet to start, including Wednesday against Derby. There appears to be a big chance for Exeter City right now. We'll let you know whether that will be converted into a goal, and indeed it has. Exeter City have scored against Morecambe. We'll let you know the goal scorer as soon as we can, as Wednesday and Derby get ready to, as Sheffield Wednesday and Derby County get ready to restart the game. So we'll just keep an eye if there have been any halftime substitutions. Doesn't look like there have been. Doesn't look like there have been right now, but Corey Smith will need to prove himself, substituting for Louis Sibley. It will be Derby to restart the game, and we get ready to start very soon. As I must quickly mention, Jay Stansfield scored the goal for Exeter City against Morecambe. So as it stands, Morecambe will remain in the drop zone. We're underway at Hillsborough for the second half between Sheffield Wednesday and Derby County, and the ball has gone over the line for a Derby throw. Paul Warne goes back to retrieve the ball, and it'll be Corey Smith and it'll be Corey Smith who will take the throw for the Rams. He throws to Max Bird. Now Derby tries to press forward, but the ball goes over the line again for a throw. This time it will be to Sheffield Wednesday. Darren Moore watching very carefully, and there have been 31 matches in which Wednesday scored first, going on to win 24 of them and drawn 7. And now it's another, and it will now be another throw to Wednesday. No, or should I say Derby? It'll be Corey Smith to throw to Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, although he is tackled by Liam Palmer. So a bit of a slow start to the second half. I was expecting a bit more action, but you can't have everything in life. As Brown passes to Will Vaulks. It was I think that was Jaden Brown. Yes, Brown. It's now with Brown. Brown. I think the ball was with Ior for a moment ago. Now it's back with Brown. Now it's Will Vaulks. Will Vaulks now towards Iorfa to Adeli Bashiru, but intercepted by Kashin for Derby, and almost tackled, and he was almost tackled by Callum Patterson. Just want to check through one of the comments earlier. Season 10 says how was says, how was that a red? Search me, because I didn't know. Search me, because I didn't know at first. But to me, I have a feeling it might have been for dissent, though I'm not really too sure on that one. As back to the here and now, it's Corey Smith for Derby. Smith passes straight to Max Bird. Now it's Conor Hourihane to Jason Knight. Now back to Hourihane. Intercepted by Wednesday, but taken back by Kashin. The ball is now back with Wednesday. Wednesday have the ball. I think that's Callum Patterson. Indeed it is. And Patterson has pushed Kashin over the line. Will it be a corner to... And Russ has just come in saying it wasn't a red card for Davis, but it was a penalty. I think that's just his opinion on Curtis Davis. I think he agrees with what I said earlier. But do please, but Russ, if you have anything more to say, then do please get in touch with me on the comments. Don't forget, coming up later this afternoon at 4:30, it is a Premier League match. But it is the Premier League match between Newcastle United and Arsenal. Paul James will be your man behind the microphone, so do please tune in to the commentary hub later on as Michael Smith now passes to Will Palmer. Now it's Dele Bashiru to Palmer. Now it's with Bannon, but the ball cleared over the line by Derby. So it looks like it will be a corner to Wednesday. As Bannon and the ball cleared away by Derby, cleared away for Derby by David McGoldrick. Quickly taken corner by Sheffield Wednesday. Bannon towards Will Vaux, just clips the bar. Does it go in? No. And the ball is now with Will Vaux. Vaux tries to go for it again, but kept out by Derby. Derby are throwing Derby are throwing everything at it to try and keep the ball out of the Wednesday, to try and keep the ball out of their goal, and so far it's worked. After 15 minutes overall time, 5 minutes into the second half, it still remains Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. Good defensive work by Forsyth and Roberts. The ball just whacked the crossbar, and Morecambe have equalised against Leicester City. Cole Stockton in the 53rd minute, and Cheltenham Town have equalised against Charlton. Aidan Keener in the 50th minute, and Lewis Wing has retaken the lead for Wickham against Portsmouth in the 54th minute. As Wednesday once again take another throw through Dominic Iorfa. Ball now passed to Cameron Dawson. Now the ball still remains with Sheffield Wednesday. Now it's Marvin Johnson. Marvin Johnson passes to Barry Bannon. Bannon now passes up the wing to Vaux. Vaux in turn does a quick cross up the wing to Iorfa. Iorfa to Palmer. Now the ball is with Dele Bashiru. Dele Bashiru back to Iorfa. Iorfa now to Will Vaux. Back to Bannon. Back to Vaux now. They're doing really well. Sheffield Wednesday doing really well to hold off Derby County right now. Now it's with Michael Smith. Michael Smith tries to find an opening, but can't. I think he was impeded by a couple of Derby players. Now it's Bannon. Bannon goes for a shot, but it's just wide. The Sheffield Wednesday captain had an open space, but he just couldn't send it in, and I'm going to have to correct myself. Yes, in fact, it was just wide. I momentarily thought it was over the crossbar, but in fact it wasn't. This was the earlier attempt by Volks, just off the post. How unlucky, just off the crossbar, how unlucky was he? He also couldn't take advantage of the rebound as Max Bird kept it out, or kept the ball out of the Derby goal. The Rams need to regroup and regroup fast. They haven't been able to do so, as it's Barry Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday. Bannon passing to passing to Palmer. Now it's with Cameron Dawson. Dawson clears the ball out of goal towards Iorfa. Now it's Will Volks. Volks now passing the ball to, I think that was Liam Palmer. Now back down the pitch to Iorfa. Aidan Flint's now to Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown now passing the ball further up the field. It's now Marvin Johnson. Johnson tries to get towards Palmer, but Derby intercepted. Now the ball is with Bannon. Bannon tries to keep it inside. He does, but tackled by Corey Smith. Smith now passing to Mendes Lang. Derby managed to keep control of the ball, but the ball has been conceded again to Cameron Dawson. Close run. It's been Wednesday have come really close to scoring in the last couple of minutes, and Jay Stansfield has regained the lead for Exeter in the 57th minute against Morecambe. But back to the here and now. Wednesday look like Wednesday going to try and go for another, but kept out by Derby. The ball is now with David McGoldrick. McGoldrick passes down the wing to Corey Smith. Back to McGoldrick. Now Smith again. Corey Smith now passes to Craig Forsyth. Now passes to Craig Forsyth, who in turn passes to Wild Smith. Now it's with Bird. Bird passes down wing to Corey Smith. And Smith now crossing to McGoldrick, but McGoldrick is offside. He was too far ahead of the Sheffield Wednesday defenders. McGoldrick shouldn't have received the balls. McGoldrick shouldn't have received the ball so quickly. But now I'm thinking he was just unlucky to be caught out. Wednesday had the ball through Palmer, and it was almost given to Michael Smith, though tackled by Hayden Roberts. Roberts has his shirt pulled a couple of times, but is able to stay up. Now the ball has been given back to Wednesday and Barry Bannon. It's Barry Bannon now with the ball. Bannon passing to a Palmer, who in turn passes back to Bannon. It's Dele Bashiru. Dele Bashiru sends the ball over the line. It was almost picked up by Iorfa. And after over 55 and a half minutes, it still remains Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. You're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. And as things still stand, Derby will lose their playoff place to Sheffield Wednesday. Throw-in taken by Wednesday to Will Volks. Will Volks passing to Aidan Flint. Now back to Volks. Volks in turn passes to Barry Bannon. What can he do from the centre circle? He can pass to Will Volks. That's what he can do. And he passes now at the wing to Iorfa. Iorfa now passes to Dele Bashiru. Now back towards Will Volks. Now Bannon again. Bannon crossing forward to Liam Palmer. Palmer to Michael Smith. Smith now passes back to, I think that was Volks, but defended really well by Derby. Aidan Flint tries to go after the ball. He fouls McCormick. But regardless of that, the ball goes over the line. And Plymouth Argyle have extended their lead against Port Vale. Thin as as in the 61st minute. So the Pilgrims will be well on the way to winning the League One title. It's Corey Smith now for Derby. He passes to I think that was McCormick. No, it wasn't. It was Mendes-Lang. Derby just haven't taken advantage of the times they have received the ball. Sheffield Wednesday are just too strong for them right now. The ball is now with Dominic Iorfa, who passes to Marvin Johnson. It's Johnson with the ball, who in turn passes to Vaux. The ball now being passed up the wing to Iorfa. Iorfa now back to Vaux. Vaux, but headed up by Derby. Now it's headed back by Smith towards Mendes-Lang, almost taken by Bannon. Derby still managed to hold on to the ball. It's David McGoldrick now, but he's given the ball to Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. Mendes-Lang now towards Max Bird. Is this the equaliser for Derby? No! Just kept out by Aidan Flint. Derby was so close to levelling the score. It's Will Vaux now for Sheffield Wednesday. But Max Bird, my heart goes out to him right now. Dele Bashiru towards Marvin Johnson. Johnson to Michael Smith. Will he punish Derby even further? Just kept out by the Derby defenders. Now it's back with Dele Bashiru, who but again Derby rebuffs them. There was just the glimmer of hope for Derby County. McGoldrick had the ball for the majority of that attack, but a foul gave the ball to Mendes-Lang. Derby tried to take advantage of being able to play on, but they couldn't, and it still remains Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. Wednesday now trying to press towards the goal again. With Marvin Johnson passing to Barry Bannon. Bannon passes to Flint, who in turn passes to Vaux. Vaux now to Bannon. Bannon trying to get around Conor Hourihane. He does. The ball goes through to Dominic Iorfa. Iorfa trying to hold off Bird. Bird towards Barry Bannon. Now it's Vaux. Vaux. Wednesday still managed to keep the ball. Michael Smith almost had it, but was kept out. But the ball was rebuffed by Derby. Now it's with Liam Palmer. Palmer tries to go for a shot, but it's over the crossbar. He can't believe it. Neither can I. Great defensive work by Derby in the build-up to it. But Palmer saw an opening, tried to go for it, and couldn't. It just whacked off the side post. But all the same, the Owls are doing just enough to keep their playoff. But all the same, the Owls are doing just enough to keep Derby out. And Jaden Brown has been given a yellow card. I couldn't see why. Perhaps looking at it again on my monitor will show you why. I think that was the earlier incident with David McGoldrick. I couldn't see who had fouled him initially, and Derby looked like they're going to go for another attack, but halted by Sheffield Wednesday for the time being. That was but Bashiru, but Dele Bashiru has fouled Jason Knight, and it just remains to see what will happen next. McGoldrick was aiming for Bird, but Dele Bashiru got there when he did, and the foul on Jason Knight tried to get all the ball, but Dele Bashiru just fouled him. Nothing worthy of a card in my view, though it has given a free kick to Derby. Derby need to take advantage of this if they are. Derby need to take advantage of this if they are to get the ball in and keep things alive. Remember, should they draw, Peterborough will need to lose, but will need to win by less than 3 goals if the Rams are to keep in the playoffs. And the free kick being taken by Derby, but Peterborough keep it out. Wednesday keep the ball out, I should say. Another throw into Derby. Now it's Hayden Roberts. Hayden Roberts tries to keep hold of Hayden Roberts holding off Liam Palmer. A pass to Jason Knight, but it goes over the bar, and it still remains 1-0. And Aaron Baguli stating the obvious by saying Derby staying down, lol. But that could change. But that could change, my friend, as Derby are given a corner. Corner now to the Rams. Paul Warne knows that they've got to score within the next few minutes. Corner taken by Derby, easily saved though by Cameron Dawson for Sheffield Wednesday. And Wednesday now looking to take advantage of this. It's Dele Bashiru with the ball for Wednesday. He's entered the 18-yard box, does well to hold on to the ball. Under pressure from Jason Knight. He's also being pressurised by Corey Smith. He does well to hold on to the ball though. Who's he going to pass it to? Surely he has to pass to Will Volks. He does so, but it's surely too little too late. Derby tried to intercept, and down goes. I couldn't see who it was. It might have been Max Bird. I'll have to check that one again. But Oluwafisayu, Dele Bashiru, clearly committing a foul, and a Sheffield Wednesday substitution is about to be made. Michael Smith, the penalty taker before half-time, will be substituted for Josh Win. Will be substituted by Josh Windass. I think we'll just have to take another look at it. And in fact, and yes, indeed, Josh Windass does indeed come on for Sheffield Wednesday. This will be his 39th appearance, and he has scored 15 goals, assisted 7. Will this be the right inclusion for Darren Moore's side? We shall see as Joe Wildsmith gets ready to clear the ball out of goal for Derby towards David McGoldrick. Now the ball was with I think that was Lewis Dobbin, I think, or was it Jason Knight? No, it was Jason Knight. Wednesday regain control though. It's Barry Bannon now for the Owls. Bannon crossing the ball forward to Dominic Iorfa, almost tackled by Knight, but Wednesday still managed to hold on. It's Dele Bashiru for Wednesday, but deflected, I should say, by Craig Forsyth. Now it goes back to Barry Bannon. Bannon passing to Will Volks, now back towards Bannon. Bannon now passing to Dominic Iorfa. Now it's back with Bannon. Bannon to, I think that was Palmer. Now back towards Bannon. Bannon trying to Bannon crosses forward to Palmer. Now it's with, or should that be Johnson? Now it's back with Bannon. Bannon towards Dele Bashiru. Dele Bashiru loses the ball though to Jason Knight, or should that be Bannon? Aidan Flint now to Iorfa, and Iorfa passes to Windass. Windass to Iorfa. Now back to Windass. Josh Windass tries to pass to a Bannon, but the ball goes to Will Volks. And the ball now being crossed down to Marvin Johnson. Johnson does really well to hold on to the ball. It goes in towards the 18-yard box, only to be picked up by Jason Knight. And Jason Knight has to hold off Dele Bashiru, but Dele Bashiru fouls him, and that will be, I think, a free kick as Tom Barkhuizen gets ready to come on for Derby County, and Fleetwood Town have taken the lead against Ipswich Town. Jack Marriott in the 69th minute, and Exeter City have extended their lead even further. Jay Stansfield in the 70th minute. Oxford United have equalised, and it's Korede Adedoyin has equalised for Accrington against Oxford, and Matthew Virtue Thick has taken the lead for Lincoln City against Shrewsbury Town. Goal kick to Derby County, quickly taken by Max Bird. The ball goes towards Dawson. Goes towards Dawson in goal. As things stand in terms of the bottom, Oxford will escape the drop zone, which will and adjoining Forest Green at the moment will be MK Dons, Morecambe, and Accrington. And I think a goal has just come in for Portsmouth. We will check on that. We will check on that momentarily as Tom Barkhuizen and I think Lewis Dobbin, the Everton loanee, will be coming on for Derby. And off the pitch comes Mendes Lang and also Bird, and Barkhuizen and Dobbin make their way onto the pitch. And yes, there is the confirmed goal for Portsmouth. Their second of the game against Wycombe Wanderers. Paddy Lane in the 72nd minute has ensured the game at Fratton Park is all square. Throw into Sheffield Wednesday. I think a couple of other Derby players might be coming on as well, but we'll check that as and when we can. It's Iorfa now for Sheffield Wednesday, passing to Aidan Flint. Aidan Flint to Will Vaulks. Now back to Iorfa. Now it's with Barry Bannon. Bannon crossing the ball forward to, I think that's Josh Windass. And was this another goal for Wednesday? No! That was almost the second by Callum Patterson. He can't believe it. Patterson just headed the ball in the wrong direction. Windass did really well to cross, but unlucky for Patterson to double Wednesday's lead. 20 minutes to go until full time. Derby really need to put their feet down. Derby really need to put their feet down if they are to get back into contention. Remember, Peterborough United need to win by three or more goals should Derby draw. But as things stand right now, it's advantage posh to go into the playoffs. Johnson with the ball for Sheffield Wednesday, now to Barry Bannon. Bannon passing back to Patterson, now Bannon again. Bannon towards Faulks. Now it's Josh Windass. Windass passing the ball up the wing to Iorfa. Cleared out though by what looks to be Iron Kashin. Iron Kashin is an under 21 international. Is an under 21 international for the Republic of Ireland. But Marvin Johnson has regained control of the ball for Wednesday. Almost sent up to Bannon, but intercepted by Derby. It's now with Jason Knight. Jason Knight crossing the ball forward to David McGoldrick, but kept out really well by Sheffield Wednesday. It looks like it'll be another throw in. And Bristol Rovers have pulled a goal back against Bolton. Daniel Nlundulu in the 70th minute, and it's all square at Highbury between Fleetwood and Ipswich. Marcus Myers-Harness in the 73rd minute, and a couple of Derby players are going to make an appearance. And I think I saw Harvey White and James Collins But meantime, Wildsmith clears the ball out of the goal for Derby. The ball has now gone over the line for a Sheffield Wednesday throw. And it will be Windass, I think, to take the throw. Or will it be Johnson? No, it's Marvin Johnson. Johnson throws for Wednesday. He passes to Bannon, but intercepted by Tom Barkhuizen for Derby, who passes to Hourahan. Now it's Jason Knight. Jason Knight has to hold on. He does. He passes to Corey Smith. Smith now to, I think that was Craig Forsyth. Yes. Max Bird to Hayden Roberts. Now the ball is with Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin concedes to Wednesday, and a yellow card has gone, and a yellow card has been given to Liam Palmer. That might have been for dissent. I'm not too sure, but I'm now beginning to think that it was for this very hands-on challenge against Lewis Dobbin. And yes, another substitution has been made for Derby. I think that's their last. I think that will be their last. In fact, make that two, as Hourahan and Knight make way for James Collins and Harvey White. So Derby will have used up all five of their substitutions. They're going to need all the extra help they can get. They're going to need all the extra help they can, given that they are still trailing Wednesday by 1-0. Harvey White to take the free kick for Derby. Raises his arm. He kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box. Kept out by Wednesday. The ball now with Tom Barkhuizen. Barkhuizen with the ball for the Rams. He passes to David McGoldrick. McGoldrick tries to hold on. He passes to Corey Smith. Now it's White again. White passes back to McGoldrick. McGoldrick does well to hold off Patterson. McGoldrick now passing this time to Roberts. And Roberts tried to go for a shot. It's now Corey Smith. Corey Smith now to I think that was Dobbin. Dobbin tried to keep the ball but couldn't. He lost it to Wednesday. Now it's back with Bannon. Bannon to Will Vaulks. The ball now being pressed forward, but clipped away, but headed away, I should say, by Kashid. Derby now pressing towards the goal through Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin tried to find an opening, but the ball just went over the line. And I'm now getting confirmation that Peterborough have doubled their lead against Derby County. Or should I say Barnsley? It's Jack Taylor in the 76th minute. So Derby are in real trouble now. And the corner taken by Derby. I was just about to say before the corner took place that if Derby were to draw, they would look. If Derby were to draw, they would just about make it. But Peterborough need to score by 3 or more to win if Derby draw. Remember, and the referee has taken out a yellow card. Who's he going to give it to? I think it's Barry Bannon. Did the ball brush a Derby player's arm? Or what? Did the ball brush a Derby player's arm? In fact, it is Corey Smith. Because the ball just brushed his arm, albeit lightly. I think his arm was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I think the referee's decision to give him a yellow card is completely unfair. As things stand in League One, Peterborough will grab the last playoff place. Derby will miss out. And with some 30 minutes to go, Derby really need to kick this in gear now. as I think a substitute will be going on for Sheffield Wednesday. It looks to me as though Barry Bannon will be coming off, and I think another player is going to be substituted as well. We will confirm who they are. We will confirm who they are as and when we can. I think Liam Palmer will be substituted as well. He has done really well for them, and yes, indeed, Liam Palmer and Barry Bannon will be substituted, and they are to make way for Tyreek Backinson and Jack Hunt. So on come Backinson and Hunt. Just about now, and Bolton make it 3-1 against Bristol Rovers. Aaron Morley scoring in the 77th minute. We now resume proceedings. It's Corey Smith with the ball for Derby, across down wing to Tom Barkhuizen. Derby have whatever Derby have thrown at Sheffield Wednesday, the Owls have just thrown it back at them. Derby now know that this can't go on for them much longer. They have to somehow get themselves back into this game. They've been on the back foot. They've been on the back foot since towards the end of the first half. A throw in by Barkhuizen, but it's now been taken by I think James Collins, but kept out by Wednesday. The ball now goes towards Harvey White for Derby, who passes to Smith. Now the ball has been passed back to Craig Forsyth. Forsyth now to David McGoldrick, who passes now to Smith, and a cross forward by Smith to Collins, but Collins just misses out. We'll just take a look at that again on my monitor. Good throw by Barkhuizen, but kept, and that would have almost been the finish by James Collins, but Wednesday did really well to repel that particular effort. The ball is now back with Sheffield Wednesday. It's now Dominic Iorfa. Iorfa tries to cross the ball forward, but intercepted by Knight. Now it's with Corey Smith. Corey Smith tries to find someone else to pass it to, but it goes as far as Wild Smith in goal. 10 minutes left now for Derby. Those 10 minutes are really crucial for them now. They need to equalise and at least get another goal in if they are to secure a playoff position. They can't control what Peterborough United do, but they just need to concentrate on their efforts. And someone called TB has just come in saying, "Thank you for this commentary. My pleasure." As Derby regain control of the ball. It's Corey Smith passing to McGoldrick. McGoldrick does really well to hold on to the ball. Almost tackled by Marvin. Almost tackled by, I think that was Backinson. It's now Lewis Dobbin, I should say, with the ball for the Rams. Dobbin tries to cross down to James Collins. Collins couldn't pick up the ball, and it goes over the line. Throw in to Derby and the ball has been taken by Harvey White. Harvey White now passing to I think that's Iron Kashin. Yes, it was Iron Kashin, but it will be another throw in. Just going to check any other Goals are coming, and in fact, one has come in just now. Jack Payne retakes the lead for Charlton in the 83rd minute in their away match against Cheltenham. The ball now headed away by Dali Bashiru for Sheffield Wednesday, and the Owls still managed to keep the ball through Marvin Johnson. Johnson trying to cross to I couldn't see who was trying to cross it to, but Wednesday now inside the 18-yard box. Are they going to go for a second? It's just wide, and that was by Josh Windass. In about 3 to 4 minutes, I will give you my player of the match. That looks like the final substitution for Sheffield Wednesday, and I think that is Jay Glover or Reece James. We'll have to confirm with that in a moment or two, as Wildsmith kicks the ball out of the goal, out of the Derby goal, I should say, towards Will Vaulks. Vaulks now sends the ball over the line, and it'll be a throw into Derby to be taken by Lewis Dobbin. Or is it? No, it's Hayden Roberts, and onto the pitch will come off the pitch, I should say, will go Oluwafisayo Dele Bashiru. Dele Bashiru came really close to scoring for Wednesday on more than a few occasions. Fisayo Dele Bashiru, and he will be replaced by Sam Durrant. Sam Durrant now making his way onto the pitch. It'll be his first appearance. It'll be his first appearance of the season as Derby get ready to take the throw. Courtesy of Roberts. Roberts to Dobbin. Now back to Roberts. Roberts now passing to, I think that was Bird. Bird towards James Collins, and that would almost been the equaliser for Derby had he been in a more favourable position to head the ball in. Ball now goes towards Forsyth, but taken up once again by Sheffield Wednesday. Will Vaulks crossing up the field to Josh Windass. Windass passes back to Vaulks. Vaulks now to I think that was Patterson. Patterson now passing down the wing to Aidan Flint. Aidan Flint to Jaden Brown, and the ball goes up, and the ball goes over the line for a throw in to Derby. Port Vale have pulled one back against Plymouth Argyle, and it's Bristol Rovers too have pulled one back against Bolton Wanderers, and it's Accrington are 2-1 up against Oxford. So this could be a real so the bottom of the table could change. We'll let you know later on as Derby are pressing for, as Derby still keep pressing forwards towards the goal. It's Hayden Roberts losing it to Wednesday, but taken back by Derby through Cashin. It's now Lewis Dobbin tries to set up a shot, but it just bounces off the side netting. And that will be a corner for Derby. They need some kind of miracle to get themselves back into it and equalise. But they've also got to make sure that they've also got to at least try and get another goal should Peterborough score their third. Derby, get ready to take the corner. James Collins stands close to Dawson. The ball now goes into the 18-yard box. A rather messy corner by Derby, ruined by Sheffield Wednesday. And I think Craig Forsyth now trying to have a word with the referee, but the referee wasn't listening. Good corner in towards Derby, but so this was what Craig Forsyth might be complaining about. Fouled by a Sheffield Wednesday player. I think he elbowed him in the face for retaliation. Will this give Derby a free? Will it have given Derby a free kick though? No. So play will still go on. Aidan Flint crosses the ball forward to I think that was Cashin, but taken back by Sheffield Wednesday and Aidan Flint. Aidan Flint now towards Iorfa, and now I think will come the time when I can give my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, and for that reason, and the player I'm going to give it, and the player I'm going to award this one to is Liam Palmer. Liam Palmer has been a really good player in setting up attacks for Sheffield Wednesday. Plus, he came close to scoring himself at one point throughout this game. So, congratulations to Liam Palmer on receiving my Player of the Match award, as sponsored by our friends at Commentary Services. So, with around 90 seconds to go until full time, Derby know that they have really got their backs up against the wall. It's Barkhuizen to I think Corey Smith. Now it's back to Barkhuizen. Barkhuizen passes to Lewis Dobbin. Dobbin tries to hold on, but is forced out by Sheffield Wednesday, and that will be a goal kick to Wednesday. Just over 89 minutes have been played. Derby know that time is very much not on their side, and full time, and it's full time between Port Vale and Plymouth Argyle. Port Vale 1, Plymouth Argyle 3. Will it be enough to secure them the League One title? We shall have to wait and see what Ipswich Town can do. Although I have a feeling it will go to Plymouth, as Cameron Dawson picks up the ball for Sheffield Wednesday. He kicks it forward when we've just entered the 90th minute, and 5 minutes have been added on as Wild Smith kicks the ball out of the Derby goal. Barkhuizen tries to take the ball for Derby, but he collides with a Sheffield Wednesday player in the process. I think someone's going to get a yellow card. It might be Barkhuizen, but it's Marvin Johnson who will be given the yellow card. Marvin Johnson has been really good. Marvin Johnson has been a really good player for Derby as well. I think he got tangled up with Tom Barkhuizen, and Johnson does indeed get the yellow card. Although I think he might have hurt himself in the process, hobbling about on the pitch. And a free kick has been given to Derby. They need to make this one count. And TV says 5 minutes. Come on, Derby. So clearly a Rams fan. And with just under 4 minutes to go now, Derby really needs to make this one count. Harvey White to take the free kick for Derby. He kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box, but it's missed, everybody. And that has surely blown Derby's chances of equalising against Wednesday. And as things stand right now in terms of results, Barnsley still trail Peterborough by 2-0. So it's still not too late for Derby to secure that last playoff spot. Harvey White now for Derby, but fouled by, I think that was Callum Patterson. Yes, indeed it was. And Patterson now, and Patterson conceded. Patterson gives a free kick to Derby. It'll be taken by Wildsmith, and Wildsmith kicks the ball forward. Is it going towards McGoldrick? No, it isn't. I couldn't see who headed it, but whoever it was must have hurt himself in the process. It's Iron Cashin, and Derby know that they haven't got much time to take their own chances at an equaliser. They need to equalise and fast with almost 2 minutes left. You could say that their chances were battered with the sending off of Curtis Davis and the injury to Louis Sibley. Iron Cashin, he's kind of been under the radar for me somewhat. He has been really good in trying to set up attacks, but for me, not so much my contender for player of the match. Corey Smith for Derby now passes to Harvey White. Harvey White now to James Collins. James Collins couldn't take it. James Collins tries to take advantage, but that one went begging. And was that the last chance for Derby? Dawson reacted really well to the situation, but the goal was open. And James Collins just couldn't find a way to put it in. Wildsmith rolls the ball out to Derby with 1 minute to go. The Rams need to send this one in, but it doesn't look like they will do. As Sheffield Wednesday trying to go for a second. Is it going to be a second? No. But good work by Wildsmith to keep the ball out. And in fact, Wildsmith will take the ball for a free kick. Offside given against Wednesday. But that doesn't matter as the ball was saved anyway. 20 seconds to go now. Ball cleared away by Aidan Flint, and it now goes towards, I think, James Collins, but Wednesday defend that one really well. Derby know that time is running out with 5 seconds left. It's surely all over for them now. We're going to go slightly over, so there could be a small hope of redemption for Derby. And the ball was almost picked up by Cashin. And Paul Warne knows that the final result is inevitable. It's all over for Derby County now. Full time at Hillsborough. And Peterborough United are confirmed as being in the playoffs. We'll wait for other results to come in as and when they can. But the final score at Hillsborough: Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. And we're now going to go through the final results. And we're now going to go through the final results, starting with the first one. Barnsley 0, Peterborough United 2, we know. Bristol Rovers 2, Bolton Wanderers 3. Burton Albion 0, MK Dons 0. Cambridge United 2, Forest Green Rovers 0. Cheltenham Town 2, Charlton Athletic 2. Exeter City against Morecambe is still ongoing, currently 3-1 as 12 minutes over 90 have been played. Fleetwood Town 2, Ipswich Town 2, Lincoln City 1, Shrewsbury Town 0, Oxford United 1, Accrington Stanley 2, Port Vale 1, Plymouth Argyle 3, Portsmouth 2, Wycombe Wanderers 2, and our result, and the result from our game, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby County 0. What does this mean? What does this mean? It means that Plymouth Argyle are the League One champions. So congratulations to the Pilgrims as they make their way into the championship alongside Ipswich Town. Just waiting for, and it looks to me as though Morecambe will be confirmed as relegated. We'll just wait for the final results of that game to come through when it does. But we're actually going to go for a short break. We'll be right back for the final results of Exeter against Morecambe and the final table positions. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the final day of League One. Our featured game was Sheffield Wednesday against Derby County, which Wednesday won 1-0, and we've just had confirmation that Exeter City against Morecambe has finished Exeter 3, Morecambe 2. Despite a last minute goal by Cole Stockton in the 90 plus 14 minutes. But it just wasn't enough. And it just wasn't enough for the Shrimps to maintain their position in League One, and that confirms it. MK Dons, Morecambe, and Accrington Stanley are relegated to League Two, along with already dropped Forest Green Rovers. So unlucky for them, but what an incredible match between Sheffield Wednesday and Derby County. For me, the game was very much Wednesday's, despite a couple of opportunities at goal for Derby County. Louis Sibley, Tom Barkhuizen, and Max Bird were those who contributed to almost scoring for the Rams. shout outs should also go. But shout outs should also go to Fisayo Dele Bashir, to Fisayo Dele Bashiru and Josh Windass as well, who almost scored for Wednesday, and also Michael Smith. A pity we had to lose Curtis Davis to that red card, to the red card, which cost Derby a penalty, and that could well have contributed to Derby missing out on the playoff spot. That red card debate, that red card decision is very much debatable in my view, but enough of that. But enough of that. Let's now confirm the league. Let's now confirm the final standings in the League One table. Plymouth Argyle, the champions. Plymouth Argyle, the champions. Some 5 points. Some 5 points ahead. Some 5 points ahead of Ipswich Town. Or should that be 4 or 5 points out of Ipswich Town? Sheffield Wednesday already confirmed in the playoffs, along with Barnsley and Bolton. Peterborough United just sneak in to the playoffs just 1 point ahead of Derby County. The rest of the table finishes with Portsmouth in 8th, with the top 10 is rounded off by Plymouth, by Portsmouth, Wickham, and Charlton. Lincoln City finishing 11th ahead of Shrewsbury, Fleetwood, Exeter, and Burton. The last remaining clubs that will stay in League One are Cheltenham, Bristol Rovers, Port Vale, Oxford, and Cambridge. And confirmed as relegated are MK Dons, Morecambe, Accrington, and Forest Green. So they'll have a hard job. So they'll have a hard time of it. I think they'll have a hard time of it in League Two, which is just as competitive as League One, in my opinion. And something else that is worth mentioning. The proper name of Bury will return as a football club after it has been agreed that the original Bury and the Phoenix club Bury FC will merge to recreate Bury, and it has also been confirmed that their subsequent future matches will be played at Gig Lane. It remains to be seen what league they will be in. But we at the Commentary Hub wish the Shakers all the best. Don't forget coming up later this afternoon is the Don't forget coming up later this afternoon on the Commentary Hub. It is the Premier League match. It is the Premier League between Newcastle United and Arsenal. The game kicks off at 4:30. Join Paul James for that one. That wraps up our coverage of the final day of League One on the Commentary Hub. I've been Nicholas Jones. Sheffield, and you could say that the Owls swooped in at the last moment to grab the final place in the playoffs. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye from us all.